Welcome to Life, Lessons, and Laughter with your host, Glenn Ambrose.
And hello, welcome to The Sky is Falling. You guys didn't think I'd say it, right?
It's the wrong show, man.
I did it because you guys didn't think that I'd do it. I know that, and I had to take the shot.
Tell people what it really is.
Welcome to Life, Lessons, and Laughter with Glenn Ambrose.
Thank you for the plug, though.
Yeah, that's my producer's podcast, so check that out.
Thanks, man.
And we're going to mention that it's a little chilly because it's January in Rhode Island, so we've got a heater in the background. So if you hear anything,
Yeah, sorry about that. Our studio doesn't hold in heat very well, so if we turn the heater on by the end of this recording, we're going to be shivering.
yeah. So
If I turn the heater off by the end of this recording, I thought I said if I don't turn the heater on. No? All right.
I don't know.
Well, if we turn the heater off by the end of this, you won't have a podcast
and I'm
because
a
we'll be
big
icebergs.
fan. I'm a big fan of warmth. So
Glenn likes to be comfortable
alias warm.
at all times.
Yes, it's very important. Comfortable and happy. So today we are talking about after you start your change, one thing that a lot of people forget to do is to allow themselves to actually be the person that they're becoming. So that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Let me expand on that a
Yeah,
little.
please, because I'm confused.
Yeah. So, and it's something that I've even struggled with at times. I'll get so caught up in doing the next right thing and making positive changes in my life that I don't allow myself to actually experience the changes I'm making. I'm often caught up in what I'm doing. So it's, this is something I've gotten better at over the years, but I still have to be conscious of. And it's, so if I'm, I'll use my present circumstances. So, I just put in a lot of effort to open my new place, my new location. So I'm in there. And right now, the work level is more at a manageable place than it was in the previous couple months. So now my tendency is I can keep myself busy and keep moving forward because there's plenty of things for me to do. And I can just keep distracting myself by doing more. But what I'm doing is trying to pull myself back, slow down a little bit, look around me, really appreciate what I have and the situation I'm in. For me to have my own place, to be living in the same building with my son and have that just the whole vision of it coming to fruition is a really big, wonderful thing that's happened in my life. And if I just get focused and caught up on the next thing there is to do, I'm going to miss, what's enjoying what I've actually done. And a lot of us will do that. The next thing. And that's how we keep pushing our happiness back. We just keep looking at, I'll do this and then I'll do this. And, I could very easily say, well, once I get this, and this done, then I'll kind of have less on my plate and it'll be easier for me to be really focused on my happiness. And that's just me talking myself out of it. I need to be happy now. As things are, appreciate what I've worked hard to accomplish. So I need to actually embody the person that I worked hard to become. I worked hard to have my own location and to have this thing all set up. I've worked hard for that. So I need to be walking around in gratitude. I need to be acting like a business owner and somebody who's, achieving their dreams. I need to appreciate that. Otherwise, what's all this hard work for? Me to just stay busy, So that's kind of my own personal example of what I'm talking about.
So then, I guess what you're saying is like if you didn't stop to appreciate it, would you still feel like the person that you were before you got all of the things?
Yeah,
or before.
Pretty much, I'd just be doing the next thing and doing the next thing and so caught up in the doing of things that I don't stop to appreciate what I have. And if I don't stop to appreciate what I have, then it wasn't really worth doing all this stuff anyway. I can't look at say, boy, it'd be great to, have my own place and live in the same building and just, have it all under one roof. Being a single parent, that would make things easier. And it's, I can have all these events there and I can help people more and blah, blah, blah. It sounds nice. Okay, well, I'm there. So I should feel nice. I need to appreciate that. I need to actually experience the fruits of my labor, as opposed to just pushing my happiness back.
I think you've told that to me for a long time, that you have to notice the victories.
Yeah, notice the victories and enjoy the journey, because that's all we have. I mean, there's always something else to do.
Yeah.
Always. We're never going to get it all done. We're never going to go, okay, finally. Now, I mean, if you put in all the effort to build a multi-million-dollar company, then what? Like, then you don't have to run it? Like, you're not under stress? You're not under,
right,
and it's a lot of times when you put in the effort to become successful, we think that once we're there, then everything's going to be fine. But oftentimes we get busier as our success increases, and people don't expect that. They just get all caught up in it.
I think that you also made a good point in what you were saying earlier, that now you have to think like a business owner.
Right.
You were a guy that was doing stuff that wanted this and wanted to get, the Life Enhancement Center open, and wouldn't it be great if...
Right.
And then you worked hard to get it, but now that you get it, you have to take a step back and notice, okay, now I have new circumstances. Now I got what I wanted. Now I have to be this new person who I wanted to be, so that I can be a business owner.
Right.
Because now it's a completely different animal. And if you don't do that, if you don't, take that mindset, then maybe you never fully evolve into what you wanted to be
in the first place,
because you're still in the mindset of what you were when you started.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's that, it's very similar to things that I've talked about in the past, which, I always draw lines because there's only so many real truths that underlie everything. So everything intersects very often. But it's you have to give yourself that positive feedback. If you're denying yourself happiness or positivity because you're always working towards something else, what kind of life is that? You have to give yourself that positive feedback and go, okay, Glenn, you did it. Wow, that's awesome. How does it feel? It feels great. If I could very easily be like, well, yeah, I'm here, but, and sometimes I still go there. Yeah, I'm here, but I still have to do that. Yeah, I can still be like that to some degree, but, which touches on another very common point. People think that having a negative thought makes them a negative person. And it's not true. I mean, we have record players going on in our head over and over about all kinds of things. And just because I have a thought, it goes, oh, okay, I did this. Now, what should I do next? I have that thought. That doesn't mean that I'm all caught up in things. It matters what I do when I have that thought. If I recognize that thought and I go, okay, well, that's not really healthy, I shouldn't go in that direction, I should really appreciate where I am, and from there, I can kind of move forward, from a good place. Move forward from a good place, as opposed to just constantly moving forward and never really being the success that you've worked so hard to be. So I can have a negative thought and say, oh, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep moving forward. But it never, as long as it doesn't run my life, you know. So I need to just keep moving forward and just keep moving forward in a place of gratitude and an appreciation for what I've done already,
Definitely. And how do you, when you're trying to move forward or when you're trying to figure out, is there a time when you have to, like you said, you have to let yourself be who you are now?
Right.
Is there like a figuring out process in that? You know what I mean? Do you have to
Yeah, it's a stepping back. It's a stepping back and relaxing and not getting all caught up into the day-to-day and constantly moving forward. I am going to keep moving forward, but it's got to come from a place of peace. So I need to sit back, relax, and then see, then once I'm in my state of gratitude for where I am and appreciation for what I've done, then I can look for the next thing to do. But what people do oftentimes is they beat themselves up for things. Like, if it took me a minute to get to this, I just realized, because I guess I've gotten really good at not doing it. I don't beat myself up. Like, there is tons of things that I can be doing right now for my business. And some things are done, some things aren't. And I could really beat myself up for not having completed some of the things. I could definitely fall into that if I allowed myself, but I just don't allow myself to do that. And a lot of us do, and that's the stumbling block from the change that we're trying to implement. And the last couple episodes, we talked about what the moment of change looks like, and we talked about New Year's resolutions and things like that. And as you're implementing these changes, it's very important to really relax into who you're becoming.
Yeah.
And be kind to yourself and give yourself positive feedback and not get caught up in do all the time and just constantly doing things, and just really allow. It's almost like you're getting a new suit or a new, and you just kind of gotta settle in a little bit, tug the sleeve this way, tug the sleeve that way. Make sure it fits. Kind of settle in.
Does what you just said really interested me about the suit analogy. Sometimes when people undergo, some sort of a change, whether getting on the right path or getting a success that they wanted or whatever, sometimes is it appropriate or is it necessary? Sometimes people change the way they dress. Just something like a physical reminder of I'm not the same that I was. For example, I'm staring at a guy looking back at me with a well-kept, groomed beard at the moment, which has never been the case in any of the previous 24 episodes of this show.
Yeah. Yeah. To my conscious knowledge, the beard is not part of me becoming a new person.
Okay.
But, unconsciously, who knows? Maybe I do feel a little bit differently, and that's why I grew a beard for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of embody something a little bit different. It very well could be, So, It's on an unconscious level. but that's
Right.
that is part of it. Mark your victories. Go, if you envision this is little. People think if they play tricks on themselves or play little games with these types of things that they're lying to themselves in some way. And it's just part of the fun of it. It's not that serious. If you envision a business owner dressing a certain way and you always wanted to dress like that and now you're a business owner, go buy yourself something.
Yeah.
Start dressing that way if you want to. I mean, and it's, embody the success that you're becoming, start acting as if, because nobody just wakes up one day in one place and then lands in another place. It's a process.
It has happened.
Well,
it has happened. There's a story of an Asian fellow who woke up in Mexico.
There's many stories.
I don't know how it happened.
Of partying nights, waking up in Florida too.
All right.
But that's a whole nother.
Sounds like a personal experience, Glenn.
It may be. So,
now I always pictured business owners as wearing top hats and monocles. Should I go get one?
If that's your thing, yes. If that's your thing, it's all
about you.
Do
you think people would look at me like I was ridiculous?
It doesn't matter. You're a business owner. You're following your path. So.
That's right. The next time you see me, I will have a top hat and a monocle.
I sense.
And one of those beards. I like it. I'm using it.
You can use the beard. The rest,
I can't grow it.
No. Well, we're still keeping our fingers crossed that you'll grow up one day.
Someday.
We're rooting for you, Ben. But embodying who you want to be, it's another way to look at it is kind of giving yourself space to get used to your new circumstances. It's like I explain it to certain people when they're going through changes, especially if they're kind of on a long road sometimes in careers or other areas of their life. Like, picture it that you take one step up and then there's a big platform there. So you take one step up, you make these positive changes. Now, life tends to get busier, more complicated as you grow, as you move forward in life. So you take a step up, and then you give yourself a little time on that platform just to kind of relax, get comfortable. There's going to be new stresses that you're going to need to deal with. Take some time, learn how to deal with them. Yeah. Be kind to yourself. Oh, okay. Well, that one kind of got under my skin and knocked me off center a little bit. Okay. And then, so navigate around on that level and get comfortable with it. And then when you're comfortable with it, one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to feel this urge to move forward again, or a door is going to be presented for you to step forward again when you're ready. And then you take that step forward. And then you get up to another level. And then you take a little time to get your bearings, get comfortable with where you are. Because what tends to happen is sometimes because we desire everything at once, sometimes the universe will deliver that. The universe will deliver what we're focusing on. So we're unemployed, all of a sudden, we get a job. Right. And then we get offered a promotion. Then we get offered another promotion. Then we get offered another promotion because that's what we're focused on. We're focused on moving ahead.
Right.
So the universe keeps giving us what we're focused on, moving ahead. But what happens is we're not taking the time. We just take a promotion because promotion sounds like it sounds like it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Well, half the time promotions aren't. Half the time promotions mean the same amount of money or just barely a little bit more and twice the amount of responsibility. So you might not want that. I've turned down many promotions once I got on this path. When I was younger, promotion, where do I sign Where do I sign the paper? So I just took it because it was what I thought I wanted, but to give ourselves some time to settle into where we are, there's a less chance that we're going to get overwhelmed, find ourselves 4 levels up when we weren't even secure at level 1, and then looking around going, holy crap, I can't handle everything that's going on. So, give yourself that time to kind of become who you are in your journey. And part of that is appreciating it and patting yourself on the back. And, it's not a race. It's not, it's not a race. We can take our time and keep moving at a pleasant pace. And if we're giving ourselves positive feedback along the way, then what's going to happen is if we don't give ourselves positive feedback, next thing you know, we're 6 months in and we're looking around going, you know what? This is not where I expected to be. This is not where I wanted to be. I don't think I've made enough progress, and I should be further ahead. It's because we're all caught up in the doing and we haven't taken the time to slow down and appreciate the journey and enjoy the journey, and give ourselves that positive feedback along the way. If 6 months in, if you've been giving yourself the positive feedback all along, then 6 months in you go, okay, where am I? Well, geez, I thought I'd be a little bit further ahead. Well, yeah, maybe I did think that I'd be a little further ahead, but the fact is look at all that I've accomplished. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. And the reason that it's going to come to mind is because you allowed yourself to experience it. You paused, you looked around, you lived it consciously, and it became part of your experience. If you don't allow that to happen along the journey, it's not going to come to the forefront of your mind because you didn't really give yourself a chance to notice it. So that's really, I think, the biggest part of it. We've danced around it in a lot of different ways. But I think that that's the biggest part of it. If you don't celebrate the victories along the way, when you will hit a point where you start second guessing things and looking around and going, where am I? How are things really going? And if you didn't celebrate the victories along the way, then you're not going to have anything to look back on. You're not going to have any positive feedback. So you're just going to be like, well, this kind of sucked.
Yeah.
I just keep doing, and I'm not really where I thought I should be, so screw this.
Right.
And
you're not going to have the the landmarks in the the benchmarks looking back because you didn't create them for yourself.
Exactly.
In your mind, you didn't. By celebrating a victory along the way, you go, oh, that is when I did this improvement, and this is when I did that improvement. And
and yay me.
This is how long that took, and then if something did happen, or you even conquer is the word that's coming to mind, but it probably isn't an appropriate word. But you conquer that journey, and then you're looking towards something else. You have a roadmap to go. Okay, look, it didn't all happen at once.
Right.
These are the types of things that, change happens small and
and you can, it's true. You can look at your failures a lot more realistically like that. Because if you look back on 6 months and you really celebrate each of the successes, when your mind pops to a setback or a failure, you go, oh, I didn't do that. Yeah, but I did do that. It's going to be right there, and it's going to offset it, and that's going to keep you moving forward. Yeah. But if all you're recognizing, if you live unconsciously and look back and don't celebrate any of the victories, your mind's going to go right to the negativity. That's all it's going to see, So we kind of have to force this. We have to take a moment, and I've said this before. It's anything you want in your life, you need to put energy towards. If you don't put energy towards something, you're not going to have it in your life. So if you want happiness in your life, you need to put energy towards it. And what that looks like is as you're walking your path to go, okay, I accomplished this. I did this. That's awesome. That I'm so proud of myself. That really feels good. Boy, I bet you if I accomplish this, I can accomplish other things that I want to accomplish. Wow, I think I'm going to go celebrate. I'm going to go share this with somebody I love. I'm going to go. I might mark this with an event. Like just be kind to yourself. Celebrate the victories, and then you look back on that.
Definitely.
And that's what keeps you motivated. But if you just get caught up in the do, and then all of a sudden you take stock and you go, "Oh, I'm not where I want to be." Well, it's a journey,
Yeah.
You're never going to be there. It's just like I was saying with my situation, that I have plenty that I can do.
Yeah.
plenty, more than plenty that I can be doing for this business. Absolutely. But if that's where I come from, and you kind of alluded to it too. If I'm sitting there and I say, "Oh, I want my own place." Okay, then now I have my own place. Okay, well, now there's a bunch of stuff I need to do because I have my own place. Like, when do I cut myself a break? When do I go, "Hey, you did it.
Yeah.
You did it. Way to go. Oh, good." And then I become a different person. That's why there is not a point that I'm going to get to where I go, "Oh, okay, everything's running smoothly. Now I can bring happiness into my life." Because there's always going to be 20,000 things to do.
Right.
If I want to keep moving forward, and I
Yeah.
enjoy moving forward. I enjoy growing. I enjoy expanding.
Yeah, staying on a platform is nice, but you do want to, you just want to stay on it long enough to acclimate and then
Right.
get ready to move up again.
And if you're giving yourself positive feedback, you will, because it feels so good to grow and to keep moving forward and to expand. That's our natural tendency, is to move forward and expand. If you have somebody sitting in their house not doing anything for a year or 2 years, then they're not happy. They're not sitting there going, "Oh, thank God I was born. This is awesome. This has got to be my my lot in life, and this is the reason that the great creator took the time to create me." No. Now you take somebody that's really expanding their lives and doing something with it, and they've got that aliveness to them, and that moving forward. It's exciting. It's fun, as long as you allow it to be.
Okay, so I think that we've covered this topic a lot, and I think that, well, what I want to talk about for a minute at the close here is how is the place going, the new place?
It's going really well.
And
It's going really well.
There's still was it GoFundMe? It wasn't
Yes.
Indiegogo, GoFundMe. How did that go?
It's going well. It's
Okay.
still up and running. So I've got some marketing and some signage and a few other things to go. So it's still running. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to go. Maybe ballpark, maybe a month. That's still going to be available. So, a month to 2 months, the longest, I would say. But, so that's still going. So if anybody wants to donate to that or share it on Facebook or by email to anybody they think might be interested, they do get the rewards and the amount that they donate. $50 and over. So, it's a great way to help the business, help the community, put some good energy out into this world and get some services in return,
Definitely, and I think that it just occurred to me because I saw that this morning, and I was looking at it at the GoFundMe page, and I was thinking, like, this is great for clients anyway, or people, that are looking for a life coach or want to give it a try, want to give someone else a try, want to give
someone else
as
a
gift.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. you're just paying for the service that you would be paying for anyway.
Right.
And you're also, helping out a great thing that's going to help a bunch of people. And it's an awesome space. I just watched the video again that we made, and it's come such a long way.
Yeah.
In the month or two since then because of this and because of your hard work. In addition to that, so yeah, it's a great place, and I hope people do it. And you've had some great events there so far.
Yeah, the events are starting. They're picking up now that the holidays are over. So January, we're having more. February, we'll be having even more, and I'm thinking about class on the 4 agreements, which is a great book that I like, and plenty of workshops that Ben finally read.
Yep.
All types of workshops. And I have also a lot of sound meditations and a lot of guests coming in doing what is not my forte to really bring good energy and help people. So it's really exciting. It's fun, and it's a great time.
And where can people contact you if they want to get in on this?
Well, the center is at 2076 Nooseneck Hill Road, Coventry, Rhode Island. And you can reach me at my Facebook page, Glenn Ambrose, and Life Enhancement Services Facebook page. And also my email is gambrose.les@gmail.com. So you can find me in those places. And, my website, too. I just got a new website up.
Did you?
I think last week, maybe. It's still the same address, but it's just I redid it for the place. And it's life-enhancement-services.com. So take a look at that, and that gives you an idea of the new space. I've got some pictures on there, and it's great. Moving forward.
Awesome. And enjoying it as you go.
Absolutely. I'm loving it.
All right. We'll see you next time for the 1-year anniversary of this podcast.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. And we will talk to you soon.
This podcast is presented by New Shore Productions. Executive producers Glenn Ambrose, Benjamin Barber, and David DeAngelis.